Welcome and happy holidays to all of you. I said this in the executive huddle I have every morning this morning when we were talking about gift giving. And I said, I know someone either hates me or really doesn't know me if they give me caramel popcorn.
Yeah, or they just, they're buying gifts out of convenience and they're not really paying attention. So it really has nothing to do with them caring so much.
So if you send us gifts, don't send us gifts that send us to heaven early. That during the holidays, it's really meant as a time of celebration.
Right.
But it is often a time for many people of chronic stress, financial worry, and worrying about what other people think of you.
Right.
And I have repeated the rule a lot on this program, the 18-40-60 rule, that says when you're 18, you worry about what everybody's thinking of you. When you're 40, you don't give a damn what anybody thinks about you. And when you're 60, you realize no one has been thinking about you at all.
So true. I love that rule.
And even if you have sort of a national presence like we do, and people recognize us when we go to the store, go to Whole Foods, and they look in your basket to go, do you really, live the message, or are you getting Whole Food donuts? We live the message most of the time. But even if you're well known, people are still not thinking about you. Right. They're thinking about them. But I want us to talk, after you read the review, about brain healthy gift giving.
Right.
And some of your favorite gifts.
Right. Okay. So I have a review here. Awesome information. I'm a chiropractor who by profession looks for natural alternatives for my patients. With that being said, I'm not against medicine, but what I am against is the indiscriminate use of them. It's exactly what we say. That's funny. Thank you both for using alternative ways to help patients get healthier and to live the best life possible. From Dr. Jerry Kruckenberg. Thank you. And
if they leave a review.
Yes.
That will enter them into a raffle to win one of your cookbooks.
We just sent out 4 of them today.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so go to brainwarriorswaypodcast.com, leave a question, a comment, a review, and we'll enter you into a raffle.
We are doing our part to keep you healthy. We want you to be healthy. So.
And speaking of gifts, the Brain Warriors Way cookbook is an awesome gift because what you're giving is the gift of brain health.
Yeah.
Or the Brain Warriors Way book, or the Omni Diet that you wrote, or Feel Better Fast, Make It Last, or any of my books. So what have been some of your favorite gifts?
To receive or to give?
Both.
So when I'm giving a gift, I try to think about the person. So it's really funny. In our family, no one really cares that much about gifts. Although now I have a teenager, so cash is always good. But yes, really,
cash is king.
Yeah. But really, no one cares that much about gifts. It's been an interesting thing because it's not easy to just go out and buy a gift for somebody. It actually makes it challenging. But for me, I don't really like gifts. It's not that I don't like them. I don't care that much about them. So for me, it's time. What I want is time. So I like going on trips or weekend trips or vacations with family. That's really what I love. I love even sitting and watching movies or whatever, but that's what I like to do with the family. It's personal touch, it's time, it's attention. You're very much a, people person as well. So you're not really into, trying to buy you a gift is next to impossible.
No.
It's next to.
And I actually tell people what I like. Like my kids go, what do you want? What do you want?
Yeah,
I want the same thing all the time, which is I want pictures of my children and my grandchildren. But you can only give you
so many pictures.
Why?
Before it starts to feel just weird, okay? Because every year we give you pictures.
I don't want pictures of myself.
I know.
I want pictures with the babies.
But it's
and
ridiculous.
With the grandbabies.
I mean, we feel repetitive. So
right. So when you think of the person you think they have everything. What they want is connection.
Yeah.
And so, might be tickets to a basketball game.
Right.
Or a play. It's very important. That's why I love the 5 love languages.
I love that book. Yeah. So one of the things so here's a really good one. If you don't have a lot of money, okay, so understanding that some people aren't gift people is a good thing to know. What I like to do is, for us, it's actually a big deal because we have a big family. I actually think of like putting the time in to get the house ready for the holidays. That's really an act of love. It's really it's an act of service and an act of love to your family. Cooking a big meal for the holidays, that's an act of service and an act of love. But making it to where our home is comfortable for everyone to come over, that doesn't require buying everyone a bunch of stuff. But it really is that thing, we want our family to feel welcome and come over. And there are some people where cash is, as much as it seems like it's not a good gift, it is a good gift. Even for teenagers, just a little bit of cash it goes a long way. But really, mostly for us, it's cooking the right foods. It's making the home comfortable. It's spending time with our family. Those are really the big things. And then sometimes we'll plan vacations and do things like that.
Well, and some of the things we have at Brain MD that I think are really great gifts are our 3 music albums. Mm-hmm. So the Brain Warriors Way music album, it's wonderful. Or Music for Bright Minds, 45 weeks on Billboard's New Age chart.
I like Bright Minds the best.
I was their number 6 New Age Artist of the Year for last year. Why are you looking like at that?
Because you're not a musician. It's just not fair. Life is just not fair sometimes.
And then Feel Better Fast, Make It Last, 23 weeks, which I love. We're beginning to think of a new one called Your Brain is Listening. So music is a great gift. Books are a great gift. So if you know a genre, like my dad really sort of lived through World War II. He was young, so he didn't have to go fight, but he likes books about World War II.
I think books are great gifts.
So books, clothes, depending on where you live.
Healthy products.
Oh, that's a great
gifts.
gift.
Because a lot of people don't want to start over and spend the money to start over. So it's getting them started on healthy products is a great gift.
Yeah, you actually did that recently for a young person in our life.
Yeah.
And he liked that.
Yeah.
And so you're investing in their health rather than investing in their illness. Mm-hmm. And so the music would make a great stocking stuffer. Another great stocking stuffer, now it's back in stock, is Brain and Love bars. Mm-hmm. It's our those. Brain Healthy chocolate bars.
And that's how I make Nutty Buttercups.
And Brain Healthy protein. So I was just reading an article this morning on pea protein is actually one of the most complete plant proteins of all the proteins, and that's in the Brain MD.
Yeah, I think we use pea
powder.
And chia is what we use.
There. So protein powder would make a great gift. And the reason I like it is when the person you give it to, that's going to last them a month or maybe longer. And they're thinking about you that whole time. So if they're sort of irritated with you, now they're less irritated with you.
Especially if they have a New Year's resolution to get healthy. It gets them started.
Brain Boost on the Go would make a great stocking stuffer. There's so many different brain healthy gifts that people could think about. Now, as I think about my all-time favorite gift in my whole life, it's you. Because you're like my dream girl. So just waking up with you every morning is a gift for me. Sometimes when you're irritated with me, the gift sort of is a little prickly. But but no question, if I have to go, what is the number one gift in my life? It's you, right? So it's what can you do to enhance your relationships? Right? From a physical thing, one of my patients actually went to a fair and had a sculptor make a spec camera.
Oh, how funny.
With a penguin.
Oh, I know. That's such a cute gift.
In the spec camera,
and
getting
you still
scanned
have that.
With a penguin in a white coat standing next reading the scan.
I know.
So they actually thought about what's important to me.
And you had another patient who's pretty well known write you a song about the brain. It was so great.
I did. That was really, because it took time.
Yeah.
It took thoughtfulness. Now, I had a patient who had OCD get me like 40 penguin things. I had this huge book, a huge box, and there were penguin ties and pens and statues
so
and
funny.
snow globes and musical things.
Oh, so funny. So great.
So
You have to
I'm
love
like,
all the different things we see. It's so great.
I needed to raise her medication.
It makes life interesting.
But it was fun. So what can you give that really requires a little bit of thought
and maybe
that
it's
serves their health rather than hurts their health?
right. And maybe it's something that requires a little bit of your time, but not your money if you don't have a lot of money. Can you make them, can you take something healthy to eat to a family function? Can you do something that just, that's just thoughtful?
A poem.
Yeah.
So somebody that you help a lot. She wrote you a poem.
Yeah, my daughter
was
does
really
that. I
beautiful.
mean, what is my daughter going to buy me? She doesn't need, there's nothing first of all, I don't really care that much about gifts, but she tends to write me things and it's really special for me. Yeah, because she's a good songwriter.
So what's the one thing you've learned from this podcast? Share it. Give us the gift of sharing it on your social media sites, #Brain Warriors Way podcast, or write us a question, comment, or review and post it on Brain Warriors Way podcast.com. Stay with us.
If you're enjoying the Brain Warriors Way podcast, please don't forget to subscribe so you'll always know when there's a new episode. And while you're at it, feel free to give us a review or 5-star rating, as that helps others find the podcast.
If you're considering coming to Amen Clinics or trying some of the brain healthy supplements from BrainMD, you can use the code podcast10 to get a 10% discount on a full evaluation at amenclinics.com or a 10% discount on all supplements at brainmdhealth.com. For more information, give us a call at 855-978-1363.